So this video is actually a short little bonus video I made as an extension to my episode on Onimusha, so totally check that out if you haven't. I find it to be my finest work so far. So in that video, I kind of drive-by mentioned this game's composer, Mamoru Samuragochi, that said that he had some crazy story, and then bailed and ignored the topic for the rest of the episode. This is mainly because I really wanted to talk about it because I found it fascinating, but I didn't find it fit with the overall discussion of the game. So what's so special about the guy? Well, he was the composer behind Onimusha Warlords, of course, as well as the orchestrated soundtrack to Resident Evil in the DualShock version. What's impressive was that the guy was totally deaf. He wasn't born that way, instead losing it gradually after noticing significant migraines back in high school. He had completely lost his hearing by the time he was 35 years old, but he was quite musically talented, having played the piano since he was 4 years old, and he was self-taught how to compose music due to his dislike for modern practices and teachings. And perhaps what might be his magnum opus, in 2003 he composed the symphony Hiroshima in honor of the city in which it's named and his own hometown, which was only first heard 5 years later at a concert, for which the city awarded him the Hiroshima Citizens Award. The guy was said to be the Japanese modern-day Beethoven. But alas, none of it was true. In 2014, it was revealed that Samuragochi was not deaf. There had been hints, one interview mentioned having noticed odd things, like how Samuragochi was able to answer questions before his translator finished their sign language, and that he had answered the door when his doorbell rang. However, none of this had come out to the public until a man named Takashi Nigaki came onto the scene. You see, the lies were far worse than Samuragochi faking deafness. As it turns out, he was never a composer to begin with. The entire time he was a fraud, taking on the persona of a deaf composer when in actuality, all of his work was ghostwritten by that man, Takashi Nigaki. Samuragochi simply wanted to appear eccentric and mysterious. His condition was fake, his music wasn't his biographies falsified, and Nigaki finally came out with the truth. Onimusha, Resident Evil, and his other works are credited to the wrong man. It was all over the press. Japanese Beethoven was actually a fraud. The city of Hiroshima revoked the award they had given him. He even had to return his disability certificate for his deafness. He lived a life of lies, and has nothing left but to live in his shame. Well, that was an uplifting story. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't seen the original video yet, despite my recommendation, I get it. You gotta fight the power and all, I get you. But if you're perhaps a little curious about it, I'll drop a link in the description for you. And if you're from that video and are curious about this OroCrimson 2 channel, I'll let you know it serves two purposes. First, it serves as an archive of all my old content that I'm totally ashamed of, and you seriously shouldn't watch it. No, like seriously, it's trash. I was a junior high kid when I joined YouTube. And on the other end, it's also where I plan to throw darts at a board, uploading any kind of content that I'm not sure will fit in the main channel. Thought videos, bonus clips, maybe even gameplay. I'm not totally sure yet. Subscribe if that sort of thing interests you. Just don't blame me if it's a dumpster fire. With that said, this has been your friendly neighborhood OroCrimson. See you all next time!